Welcome to the Leadership Lifestyles video blog. Today's topic is on how to be proactive. Well, I first came across this concept of being proactive from a book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. Now, he's got 7 habits that he outlines, until later he decided to write a book called The 8th Habit, but nonetheless, 7 habits that he outlines. And the first one is be proactive. Now, what's that even mean? Well, basically it means don't be a victim. Now the question I ask myself is, what is the benefit in that? Isn't it great being a victim? Isn't it just wonderful that, nothing that happens is really your fault, it's other people's fault. And you're never short of people to blame or point the finger at. Isn't it great? It's nothing that's a shortcoming of your own, it's just that you live in a cruel, cruel world. Poor you! Why can't things just go right? Being proactive is the opposite of that. It says take responsibility for your life and your actions. Now, easier said than done. So how do we actually go about taking responsibility for our actions? It comes down to this very simple concept of the circle of influence and the circle of concern. Now, the circle of concern is all the things that you preoccupy your brain with, and the circle of influence are the things within that you can do something about, that you can take responsibility for. Within the things we think through each day, they fall into 2 categories: things in your control and things out of your control. So let's start with things that are out of your control. I think we'd all agree that the weather is out of our control. Who wins this year's election? And the hardest thing for us to come to terms with that is out of our control, without a doubt, is this whole idea of other people. That's right, other people are actually not something we can control. Despite our efforts and despite that, we exhaust a lot of energy trying to think that we can control other people. How can we be more proactive? Well, a lot of things fall within our control or in our circle of influence. For example, maybe we don't control the weather, but maybe it's within our control to be able to check the weather before we go on vacation so we can pack appropriately. Maybe we can't determine the result of elections, but we can choose if we vote in them or not. And maybe we can't control other people, but we absolutely can control how we respond to them through our reactions and actions, and how we feel towards them and how we express those feelings. Those are all things within our circle of influence, things that we can control. So in order for our efforts to be productive and not destructive, and those of a victim, we need to look at how do we create our circle of influence in a way that fills our circle of concern. The things that our brain thinks about are the things that we have control over. And we're not wasting our energy on things that we can't control. We're letting go of that. So this, in a nutshell, is a great small concept that will help you become more proactive in your life. Say goodbye to the victim, say hello to the solution finder, and you are well on your way to being proactive and influencing your life to become more of what you want. I hope you found today's topic interesting, and please leave your comments and feedback on the YouTube channel. Subscribe, tell your friends, and we'll see you next week. Thanks!